Hello, hello. Happy Memorial Day, or at least for us in the United States. Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach, and thank you again for listening, for sharing the podcast, connecting with me on social media. If you're new to listening, please do connect with me on social media because I post questions, articles, challenges all week based on the podcast theme. And so I look forward to hearing from you and your input. And let's get into it. Last week's podcast, I dug deeper into the purpose of creating lists, and not just to keep track of what you've done, but to clear your mind so you can reduce your stress, and the stress of trying to remember everything and figure out what needs to happen first, right? Because I call what's in your head the oh shit list. I have them too. It's oh shit, I forgot to do this. Oh shit, I have to do that. Oh shit, I need to send that email, right? Write it down. All right. And you got to get everything out of your head so you can be fully present for whomever you're meeting with, talking to, personally or professionally. Get rid of those unnecessary mental distractions so you can be purposeful and intentional and, like I said, fully present for whoever and whatever you're doing, right? So did you think about that? If you did not listen, maybe you should go back and listen. But did you pay attention to your meetings and whether you were fully present or mentally distracted? We've all done it. Our mind wanders. You can't stop thinking about something, and you're not giving the other person your full attention. Whether it's an email to someone, whether it's a text message, whether it's whatever, it's a face-to-face meeting, a phone call. It can have a negative effect on your bottom line, your relationships, your friendships, your personal, professional relationships. If you're constantly appearing distracted, what's really going on? If you're constantly appearing distracted to the other person, how is that going to help solidify and make them confident in you, right? So think about what's really going on if you are constantly mentally distracted. Is it stress from being overwhelmed? Too many things to do? I hear that a lot. Don't we all have too many things to do? If that's the case, again, that list helps you. So you get it out of your head, you can prioritize, and you can also look to see what things maybe aren't necessary for you to do. Can you delegate? I've been there in a podcast all about looking at what is really important to you and helping you achieve your goals. Or are you just trying to do it all by multitasking? I said last week in the podcast, multitasking is not a superpower. And I hear so many times, so many people proudly say one of their strengths is multitasking. No, it's not. Again, multitasking is not a superpower. It's a detriment to doing good work and giving each task or each activity, whatever you're doing, your full attention. All right? I've had a client meeting where my phone buzzed a couple times and it distracted me. And my client said, "Is everything okay? Do we need to reschedule?" I knew right then that I was not giving that client my full attention, and that was not fair. And the same thing happens when my client's phone will buzz or ding or ring, and sometimes I do say, hey, do you need to get that? Because there are times where it's your child, especially like if you have young kids. I do have one young child, and he lets her know when he's home off the bus because she gets notified. That's okay. I'd rather them take the call or take the text message and then come back and be fully present than to constantly be looking at the phone. But I do. I have clients that do that all the time. So are they fully present? Are they getting everything out of our session that they need to? I don't know. So think about sitting down at your desk and you start working on something. An email notification comes in. I mean, I know mine pops at the top right corner, so my eyes look up to the right all the time. So what if an email comes in, you get the notification, your phone buzzes, it's probably the same email. You look at it, maybe you click off of what you're doing over to your email. You go back to your project, then you remember, promise someone some information. You switch gears, start doing that. Phone rings again. If you work from home, Maybe you stop and get laundry going, or that needs to be changed out, and then you see the cat litter. So you stop and get that stuff done, and then you go back to the person you were supposed to get information to, and then, crap, I forgot about this. Again, does that sound familiar? Where you're like, oh shit, and you're bouncing back and forth, and you're trying to do a little bit of a lot of things. Multitasking. When I'm saying it and you're listening to it, how does that feel? Does it feel right? No, it feels, to me, I was getting overwhelmed just saying it like that. And not many of us have just one client or one thing to do all day. So sometimes it's necessary to work on many things during the day. And I have, my other half is an architect. He blocks out sometimes. Sometimes it's all day on one client because he needs those blocks of times. Other times it's a few hours here on one client, a few hours here on another client. But it's focusing on that particular thing, putting your all into that one thing right then. And that way you can get things done more effectively and efficiently. You know, if while you're finishing an email, are you fully present? I've done it where I've been on the phone finishing an email, and you're doing the and then you're like, oh shit, what did they actually say? So then you have to stop and ask them, I'm sorry, can you say that again? That's embarrassing. And they can usually tell by your voice if you're actually fully present. So how would you feel if someone was doing that to you, right? How would you feel if you needed someone's full attention, his or her expertise, and you were getting the huh? How does it feel, right? It's really all about respect. Again, personally or professionally. How do you stop the madness in today's world of electronics, too much to do, master of multitasking? No, you're not. You cannot do it all at one time. So, are you a multitasker? Until now, did you think that was your superpower? If so, I challenge you to go back and reread an email to a client, perhaps a proposal or a project if it's a written project. Maybe you write articles, whatever it is. Even think about a client, a meeting, look at notes or a conversation. Are there mistakes? Could you have pushed that project further? Could you have been more creative? Did you find typos? Things that you could have fixed before hitting send? Could you have asked more important questions? But you weren't fully present. I'm begging you all to stop multitasking and trust me with this list and prioritizing shit I keep preaching about. I get it. Things are on the list or in phone call, or you can email. One email can change the day, can change your quote unquote plan. And with the list, I've talked about this before. A few podcasts ago, my client whose whole department was behind by 10 days on orders. Their list helped them recover quickly, and they got caught back up by just going back to the list and refocusing. But there are times where a bunch of customers walk in at once and they have to take care of them. But then now, or if someone calls in sick or something happens, whatever, you're short-staffed, that list, going back to it, going, okay, how can I recover? Boom, I'm on it, right? So many of us have so many things going on. And this week being Memorial Day, you've now got to cram 5 days work into 4 days, right? So how will you get it all done? By who's screaming the loudest? By who's pestering you the most? I don't know. Well, but what I do know is everything has to get done. Everyone's important, and everyone and everything deserves 100% of your attention when it's their turn. So I challenge you to write down your list, prioritize, and schedule chunks of time if that's what it'll take. But one thing at a time, one person at a time, one project at a time. I ask you, can you give 100% of your attention to whatever it is? That's your challenge this week. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you are just not able to figure out how to do that and you're just feeling so overwhelmed, again, email me sballard@growingforward.biz. Contact me on social media. Somehow reach out. Let's talk, because I can help you get focused, stop multitasking, and to learn how to be present for whomever it is that's in front of you and needs your attention. All right. Have a great week. Cheers.